Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to another exciting bedtime story. This is Reverend Shirley, and I'm coming to you with Lullaby Bedtime Stories. And we're going to be reading about the Great Flood. The Great Flood. When the ark was finished, the ark that God told Noah to build, Noah loaded it with all kind of food and things for his family and the animals to eat. And then God sent the animals to the ark, just like he said he would, 2 by 2, male and female, of every kind of bird, every kind of animal that lived upon the earth and flew in the skies. When they were all safely in the ark, guess what, boys and girls? It began to thunder. It began to the lightning flash. And the wind began to blow. And all of a sudden, something happened that had never happened before. It began to rain. It began to rain. And how it rained. It had never rained like that before in the history of the earth. Water poured down from the skies and covered all the land. Every living creature was drowned. All the towns and cities were washed away. But the ark, the big ship that God told Noah to build, and all of his precious cargo floated freely on around on the water, and it floated freely above the highest mountains. Above the highest mountains, it floated for 40 days and 40 nights. It rained. Then at last, it stopped. After a while, the flood waters began to go down. The water began to recede into the earth. Noah sent out a dove to see if the dove could find dry land. When it returned with an olive leaf in its beak, Noah knew that the flood was over, for the trees were growing again. Then it was time for Noah and his family, his wife, his sons and daughters, his 3 sons and their wives. It was time for them to leave the ark. Noah was filled with gratitude and thanksgiving to God. And he promised God that God promised Noah that he would never ever again send such a dreadful flood. guess what God did to solidify his promise and confirm his promise to Noah that he would never ever send a flood like that again to destroy the whole earth and everything in it. God said, Noah, I'm going to put a beautiful rainbow in the sky to remind you of my promise. But not only to remind you, Noah, but to remind the girls and the boys that's listening to this Bible story, and that I will never ever destroy the world again with a flood like that. So boys and girls, that is the story of the great flood. The great flood. So I thank you for joining me tonight, boys and girls. I thank you for being with me for the story of the great flood. But I want you to stay tuned, because the next time we come together for our Lullaby Bedtime story, it's going to be about the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel. Boy, that's going to be a great story. You don't want to miss that one. So until next time, I pray that your sleep is sweet, your dreams are sweet, and that God will watch over you and protect you and your families and keep you safe, is my prayer. This is Reverend Shirley with Lullaby Bedtime Stories. God bless you, one and all. Bye-bye now.